What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be polishing up the top mount intercooler on my 2006 STI. A friend recommended that I use this cleaner. I took a look at his one day and it just looked better than brand new. So hopefully that's what the outcome's going to be today. We'll see. We don't know. Just stick around. We'll check it out. So I actually detailed this engine bay not too long ago. That was the last video I uploaded, but as you guys can see, it's still holding up pretty good. This was actually like super white because it was so dried out and old. Same thing here. This had a lot of white spots, but solid black. Looks good. Everything, this whole thing. And then this battery tie down. I don't know if I got a lot of footage on it. Well, actually I didn't, but there was a lot of rust buildup right here, especially like around this one and then that one over there. All I did was sand it down and paint it satin black. I think it came out pretty good. But yeah, today we're gonna be focusing on this, trying to make that look good, because I think that right now is making the engine bay look even dirtier than what it is. But yeah, let's get into it. All right, so first things first, I had to remove it, and to remove this, you just take out these two bolts right here. That's one. You got two. These two here. Remove it, and then of course you got a clamp. Oh, and then this clamp, I forgot about that one. That for me was always the hardest to get back on, but we'll do that first, because from what I heard from the friend that told me to do this, if you spray this stuff directly into the engine bay, it could get onto the paint, or it could get onto something you don't want to clean up. And essentially what it does is it strips off that top layer of aluminum, or to clean it up or whatever. So if it gets on your paint, then it could totally ruin your paint, and that would be a really you don't want that, because the purpose of this is to make the engine bay look clean. So let's go ahead and remove this first. All I'm going to be using to remove this is a 12mm socket, and of course a flathead. Also, you have to remove, I'm sure you guys see it now, but there's these two hoses here, one here. Just pull those off. I'm gonna go ahead and prep this, so I don't want it ruining anything. I don't want it ruining anything. I don't want it, hold on. Yeah. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and prep this. I'm gonna take off this hose right here, this line, take off all the rubber stuff, just because I don't want to chance it and ruin something that doesn't need to be having that cleaner on it. So, and then of course I'm gonna clean it up, because it is a little dirty, especially because I couldn't reach this when I had it on. But I'm gonna take off this clamp, this hose, that one, and then those two lines. All right, so everything's off. It's pretty easy. The hardware holding this on was only 10mm bolts, so those came out pretty easy. And then of course you got a flat head for the hoses. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this down with some degreaser again, just to make sure that it's clean. I didn't really clean the back of this, but I want to get those hoses because that one's pretty gross. So let's do that. Not bad. You don't even really see this when it's in the car. I mean, you kind of see it, like that much of it, but it's a lot better than what it was, especially on the inside. It was really dirty on the inside. I don't know what that means, but if you do know, what does that mean when there's like black sludge in there? It doesn't sound healthy for the motor though. All right, now this, same thing. This is what I'm actually worried about. Getting all clean. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to pick some of these rocks out before I start cleaning it. Maybe straighten out that fin. Yeah, I'm gonna do that first. Alright, it's pretty much cleaned. There's a lot of little rock chips in there, but I didn't get them all out, but I got most of them out. There's a bunch of dead bugs too, but it's all cleaned. Alright, so now we're going to put this on and see what this comes out like. Also, he told me to wear gloves, so we're just being safe here. So again, this is what I'm going to be using, 551 aluminum cleaner. It says all I got to do is spray it on, wait 1 to 2 minutes, and then hose it off. No scrubbing required, so let's see how true that is. Oh, I guess I got to turn it on first. All right. Alright, so it's been a few minutes. Let's see what this thing does. Nothing. I mean, clean up this really well, but this, it's still dirty. It says to keep repeating until clean, or at least the stubborn areas, just repeat it. I wonder if I have to agitate it or anything, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep spraying it. Come back in a few minutes. So again, this is looking really good. And then the fins, of course, they look pretty good. I guess because they weren't as bad. But this, I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna see if I can agitate it though with the detail brush. See if that'll help. Looks so much better. I'm still gonna have to go focus on this. You know, it's got some spots, but it's looking a lot better from where we started. Alright guys, it's been, I don't know, 10 minutes, but that is looking good. I'm gonna hit it a couple more times, but what I ended up doing was, instead of using that detail brush, I guess it was just too soft, I had to use this little scuzz brush or scuzz pad. Originally I got it from my grill. I had a few extra ones that were brand new, but yeah, I just sprayed it down, scrubbed it down. This one I left untouched. I don't know if it picks up on camera that well. Yeah, it does. So you can see how this is all dark and brown or black or whatever. It's dirty. I sprayed the whole thing, both sides, but this is the only one that I actually scrubbed down. So if your top mount intercooler or maybe your aluminum piece looks like this, then pick something up like that and then, you know, scrub it down, hose it down, repeat. It's gonna take a few passes. This actually took me 2 passes with this pad. But yeah, as you guys can see, it came out pretty good. I'm gonna keep doing this until it looks perfect. Well, it's not gonna look perfect because it's pretty old, but until it looks pretty good, and then I'm gonna come back and install it, show you what it looks like. All right, so this was me after I used that aluminum cleaner, that little scuff pad, and it's looking pretty good. But if you look closely, it's still pretty dirty. And I know on camera it might look good from like this distance, but in person, especially like when the sun's not hitting it directly, it still looks pretty bad. So especially down here. So what I'm gonna do is I got this brass brush, and I'm gonna use some engine degreaser just because I don't want to use the whole bottle. So I'm gonna use some engine degreaser and scrub this up and see if that helps any. But so far it's looking really good. Alright guys, check it out. I'm pretty happy with what it came out like. I think I'm gonna end here just because it looks good, but it looks OEM. I know some of the guys have like the really polished tanks, which I think is freaking amazing, but it just won't fit in with my car because everything else is still not perfect. But I think for, you know, I think that took me maybe like an hour and a half worth of work. What I ended up doing, let me bring it into the garage. So what I ended up doing was using that brass brush, and that really helped. I should have started with that at the beginning, but this right here is what I'm mainly concerned about, because it wasn't coming out. Like this stuff, this cleaned up pretty easy. The fins cleaned up easily. Obviously I didn't use a pressure washer just because I didn't want to bend up the fins even more. They're actually really straight. I mean, there's obviously a couple of them, but for how old the car is and it being stock, you know, the age of the car, it's pretty good. But man, this looks freaking amazing. It looks even better out in the sunlight. I just got tired of hunching over. I gotta let it dry first, but I got tired of hunching over to like show you guys what it looks like. But let me bring it out to the sun, give you one good look before I put it in, let it dry. Oh my goodness, that looks perfect. All right, let's put it in the car. All right guys, so it's been a couple weeks now since I've actually did the cleaning up of the top mount intercooler. I honestly don't even remember where I left off as far as like filming everything, but it is already installed. It works fine. Obviously I let it dry for a couple days before I put it back on, make sure there's no water in it. Shook it out, let it dry some more or whatever. It's good. But it's been on there now for a couple of weeks, and yeah, it looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this around and show you guys. The engine bay is gonna be a little bit dirty because I have been driving it a little bit, but it turned out freaking amazing. Check this out. All right, so it is kind of in the shadows just because where the sun is at, where it's hitting. But oh my goodness, look at how clean that looks. Looks brand new. So I'm sure you guys, you know, did see it. It's been a couple weeks for me, but I use that aluminum cleaner. At first, I followed the directions on the bottle. I sprayed it down, let it soak, and then hosed it off with water. I did that a few times actually, but it wasn't enough. So then I moved to just like a detail brush, brushed it to see if I can get that cleaned, but that didn't work. But eventually I moved to a brass brush, and from what I read anyways, and it looked like it worked pretty well. The brass won't scratch the aluminum. That's perfect. So yeah, put down the aluminum cleaner, scrubbed it down with the brass brush, and it looked good. Man, that looks crazy. So yeah, that's the engine bay, that's the top mount intercooler. Looks great. This is actually gonna be the last video I do of this car because I sold it. As you guys know, it is a daily driver, and this thing is amazing as a weekender, but where I live with all these stoplights, all the traffic, driving stick shift with a torquey car is just not fun. So I am going to sell this. I do have a buyer. It's going to be gone this week or maybe next week, hopefully. But just a little teaser. That's the new car. It's a 2016 F-150 XLT model. I decided I was just going to upgrade because I do need a daily driver and I need something. Obviously, I own a house, so I need something that's going to help me either renovate or take out trash or haul stuff away. But that's why I got this. I'll do another video on this separately. That's gonna be my next couple videos because I do have a couple mods, not really mods, but upgrades or whatever I want to do. I got the Husky floor mats. I got the hood dampening for, not the hood, I'm sorry, the tailgate dampening for the tailgate. But that's gonna be the next video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's the last video of the STI. I'm gonna miss this thing. It was pretty fun. It was great. It was always my dream car, especially in high school. I graduated 2009. This car came out in 2006. So I've always wanted it, and I had it for a few months. It was great. I love it, but I do need to grow up. I need a better daily driver, something better on fuel. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with this car. It is sorry, excuse my language. It is freaking amazing. I loved it. Loved every day of it. I am gonna miss this car. But yeah, stay tuned. This will be our next project. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you want to see, especially with this new car. Tell me what you guys think as far as the STI went, because I am gonna miss it, and I want to see what you guys thought about, you owning it, or maybe if I'm making the wrong decision. I don't know. But so far, I've had the truck for a week, and I'm freaking loving it. But yes, I am gonna miss the STI. So long, STI. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Put on the bell notification so you'll know as soon as I install all these parts. And I'll see you in the next one.